G'day folks, it's Cortezerino, and today I'm going to show you how to build this super duper pretty infinite fuel super smelter, which I have disguised as this lovely little temple. And it is super powerful, guys. We get so much fuel, you'll never have to waste your coal on smelting again. So when we come inside, we are greeted by many furnaces. And this is actually a smart super smelter. So when you load in your items to be smelted, the minecart that delivers them will actually wait to make sure it's got enough items to fill up every single furnace. And then when it returns, it checks to see if there are items left over. And if there are, it'll take them again and it'll switch itself off when it's done. And we are using bamboo planks as our fuel source. So if we go up above to the top of our building, you can see we are greeted by an absolutely massive bamboo farm. It's got plenty of room to grow. So anytime we turn on our super smelter, it will trigger the flying machine to harvest all of our bamboo, and the minecarts below will collect it all, and it is automatically crafted into bamboo planks and sent directly to our fuel chest. And this is how the build looks without shaders. And if you go down to the video description, you can find a full materials list containing everything that you need to build what you can see right here. So that's enough talking, let's get started. Alrighty, so we're going to begin by building this dirt square, and we're going to put it just on top of the grass. And this square is 23 blocks long on all four sides. Okay, now we're going to place a torch at the front of the build. This is just to stop mobs from spawning. So decide which is going to be your front entrance. So I'm picking this side. And you can come to the side here and count in 12 blocks. And on the 12th block, place your torch just behind the dirt. So that will be in the center of this wall. Then just in front of the torch, place 3 dirt like that. And those dirt will have a mossy cobble on each side. And then just behind that, we're going to place 5 dirt. Now grab stone blocks. We'll place 1 on top there and another. Then grab some cobblestone, we'll place 1 there. On this side, we'll do an andesite. Then grab some cobblestone, we'll place 1 there and another. And then grab andesite stairs, place them in front. On the left-hand side, we'll do an andesite stair, then a stone stair. On the right-hand side, we'll do the opposite. We'll do a stone stair, then an andesite stair. Now with your stone stairs, we're going to place 1 there and another. Then grab stone brick stairs, place 2. Behind those, we'll do 2 andesite stairs. Then up the top, we'll do 2 stone brick stairs and a stone stair. Now grab a mossy stone brick, and on top of this dirt, we'll place it there. Below that, we'll do a mossy cobble stair and a mossy stone brick stair. On the other side, we'll do something similar. We'll do our mossy stone brick, then the mossy cobble stair, then 2 mossy stone brick stairs. And now we're just going to continue this line all the way around, and this will just be a random mixture of stone bricks and stone. So just run these all the way around. So run your blocks on top of the dirt, and then down the front here, we're just going to run our stone stairs and stone brick stairs all the way around, and just keep going until you connect back here. So when you're finished, you should be looking something like this, just with your random mixture of bricks and stone running all the way around. So now come to the top of your staircase, and from this side, we're going to place 5 polished andesite blocks at the back, and we're going to run these along until we reach the corner. When you get to the corner, just turn like that, so we're keeping the blocks up diagonally from the blocks below. And we're just going to make another square all the way around. And once you've completed that square, grab stone brick stairs, and against the side of our polished andesite, we're just going to place our stairs upside down like that, and just do these all the way around until we reach our stairs on the other side. Alrighty, I want you to look at your front staircase from this side, and just in line with the staircase, we'll do 3 smooth stone blocks, and another one right there. Then grab dirt, we'll place 1, 2, 3, and on this side another 3, and then just in front of those we'll do 4 dirt and another 4 dirt. Now, looking from this direction, just next to this dirt block, I want you to place 3 dirt blocks like that. So we're just building it all the way to the ground. Then next to the top one, we'll do 2 dark oak stairs, and then another 3 dirt blocks built all the way to the ground. And we'll do the same on this side. So starting here, we want those to go all the way to the ground. Then our 2 dark oak stairs, and then next to that, we'll do our 3 dirt. Now, just on the end of this dirt against the top one, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sea lanterns. And we'll do the same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're just going to connect them at the end like so. And then grab grey carpet, and we're just going to cover up our sea lanterns. So this will light up the inside of our smelter room, and it also spawn-proofs this area below. Now grab stripped oak logs, and we're just going to fill in this rectangle with all of our oak logs running in this direction. Okay, looking from the front, we're going to come along to our dark oak stairs on the left-hand side, and just in front of each of these, we're going to place 3 dirt blocks, so we're building it all the way to the ground. And then once you've done that, we're just going to fill in the rest of this area with a single layer of dirt. And once again, looking from the front, we're going to come in here and turn to the left. And just next to these 2 dark oak stairs, we're going to break that block and place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stripped dark oak logs. And on the other side of the stairs, break that. And this time we're only going to place 5 stripped dark oak, so it's 1 block lower. Then on top of this, we'll do a redstone lamp with a spruce button on the front. And then we're just going to place our stripped dark oak logs lying on their side over the top. And now I'm going to send you to the tutorial for the Super Smelter. So if you go down to the video description and click the link, it will take you to this tutorial and just go ahead and build all of this. Don't worry about the materials list in the description of that video because I've already accounted for all of the materials in the materials list for this video. And when you click the link, the tutorial will be at this stage right here. So you'll begin building the control panel that goes in here. You will notice though during the tutorial, it'll get you to place all of this stuff in the floor. We've already done it, so you don't need to do that again. You just skip past that bit. So go ahead and build the entire super smelter, including the room that goes around it. So once you've done that, I want you to come back to this video and we're going to make a couple of changes. So we're going to remove that spruce button and replace it with a pale oak button just in front of our iron door. Then grab smooth quartz blocks. We're going to replace those white concrete with our quartz, and we'll do the same on that side. And then come to the inside, and we're not using coal as a fuel source, we're using bamboo planks, so place a bamboo there, and you can do the same right there. Okay, come to the front of the build, grab mangrove planks, and starting next to this concrete, we'll place 1, 2, 3, 4 planks with a dirt block on the end, and on the other side we will do the exact same thing. Then come around to the back corner and just diagonally out from this block, we'll place a dirt block right there. And from this corner, we will do the exact same thing. And now the other 3 sides are all exactly the same. So starting from the dirt in the corner, we'll do 4 mangrove planks with 2 dirt. So we'll do the same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 dirt, and then 3 mangrove planks in the middle. So go ahead and do that on all of the other sides. Okay, once that's done, on top of every single dirt block we just placed, we're going to place 3 white concrete. So we'll do the same over here. So we're just building it up 3 blocks tall on top of all of our dirt. And once that's done, grab waxed exposed copper grates, and on top of all of our mangrove planks, we're just going to build these up 3 blocks tall, and then place white concrete across the top. Then grab mangrove planks again, and in front of our planks, we're just going to place extra planks like that. So do that for every single window. So some of them are 4 wide like that one, and the ones in the middle will be 3 blocks wide. Alrighty, once you've done all of your windows, come to the front door, and just in front of the stripped dark oak log, we're going to place 4 stripped acacia, and on this side another 4, and both of these will have 4 acacia fences in front. Then we're going to connect them at the top with 2 dirt blocks on each side with a white concrete in the middle. Now grab acacia stairs, and we're going to place 2 upside down like that. Below the stairs we'll do an acacia shelf, and then another one down the bottom, and the same on that side. And in between those we're going to do acacia trapdoors, and we'll place another one against the white concrete, but I want you to put your back to the wall, look up, and place it just like that. Okay, we're going to build something like that on the other 3 sides, just against the center window. So it's a little bit different. We're not using shelves this time. So each side of the center window's mangrove planks, we'll do our 4 stripped acacia. And once again, we'll do our 4 acacia fences in front. Grab your dirt, and we're going to connect them at the top with 2 dirt on each side and our white concrete in the middle. You can place in your 2 acacia stairs. And then this time we're just doing 2 acacia trapdoors underneath our stairs. Then stand on your mangrove, put your back to the building, look up, and place your last trapdoor like that. Okay, you should now have that built against the center window on every single side. So now we're going to do every other window, and these are all exactly the same. So just next to the mangrove in front, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4 white concrete, and we're going to do that on both sides. Then we'll connect them at the top with 2 dirt and another 2 with 2 white concrete in the middle. Then grab your acacia stairs. We'll place 1 upside down each side. Underneath our stairs, we're going to do our 2 acacia trapdoors. And once again, stand on the mangrove, put your back to the building, and place in the other 2 trapdoors. So go ahead and do that for every single window. And once all of your windows are in, I want you to come along to any corner, and what I build in this corner, copy to all of the others. So on top of this dirt block, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4 stripped acacia logs with a dirt block on top and a white concrete on top of that. Then each side of our stripped acacia log, we're going to place 4 acacia fences. Now diagonally out from this, we'll place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stripped acacia logs. That will have a dirt block on top, and we're going to surround that dirt block with acacia shelves. So 4 of them in total. Then we'll do another dirt block on top, and we're going to do 2 stripped acacia logs with blackstone buttons on the end, and they're pointing away from the building. And then grab an acacia slab and place it right there. So go ahead and build that in each corner. And once you've done each corner, come along to any side of the building, and what I built here, copy to all of the other sides. So starting just above our fences, we're going to run stripped acacia logs all the way along until we connect on the other side. And now we're going to build in front of the windows that are 4 blocks wide, so not in front of the middle window. So grab acacia shelves, look at the stair, and we're going to place an acacia shelf just next to that stair, and another one on that side, and then come to the opposite sides of those shelves and place another shelf like that. And then hold shift, and we're going to place 3 acacia trapdoors underneath that shelf. And on the other side, we're going to do another 3 just like that. So that's how it should look. We'll do the exact same thing underneath these shelves. So acacia trapdoors from that side, and another 3 from that side. And once you've done that, come to the window on the other side and do the exact same thing. And go ahead and build those on every single side of the building. So once that's done, I want you to come to the front, and we're going to put in some decorations. So come along to the 4 block long window. We'll knock out that trapdoor. We'll place 2 flowering azalea leaves. Knock out that trapdoor, and we'll do 2 azalea leaves. And we'll do the same in front of this window, so just knock out the bottom trapdoors and place in 2 flowering and 2 regular azalea leaves. So we're just doing that on the front wall. Okay, now you can come along to any side of the building, and what I built here, just copy to all of the other sides. So you can see we have this white concrete in the corner. Starting from that concrete, we're just going to run a line of our concrete all the way along until we connect on the other side. Now, just above these little things we just built, we're going to place 2 acacia shelves. So we're going to do them back to back, and it's directly above that one on the bottom. So just go ahead and place all of these in just above those other ones we just built. So you'll have to stand on the edge, look down and see where they are. So that's how it should look when you're done. Then just above that, starting from this dirt block, we're going to run stripped acacia logs all the way along until we connect there. Then grab acacia slabs. Starting right here, we'll place a slab, and we're just going to place them every second block all the way along. And then in between those, we're going to place upside down acacia stairs. So go ahead, build that on all 4 walls. And once that's done, come along to any corner, and what I built here, copy to all of the other corners. So on top of this slab, we're going to do a sea lantern, and against the bottom half of the sea lantern, we'll place 2 acacia trapdoors like that, and flick them up so these are on the side facing away from the building. Then hold shift and place an acacia slab just in between the top half of those trapdoors. On top of the slab, we'll put 2 dirt blocks, and then 2 acacia planks against the bottom dirt block. We'll do an acacia slab in the middle of those, and then diagonally out from that, we'll do a second slab. Then you can stand on that slab, and we'll do an acacia fence gate on that side and on that side, and you can open them both up. Okay, once you've built all of your corners, come along to a side wall, and what I built here, copy to all the other sides. So next to the sea lantern, we'll place a dirt block, and then we're just going to place our dirt every second block until we reach the sea lantern. Then in between our dirt, we're going to place sea lanterns all the way along like that. Then against the dirt blocks, we're going to place upside down acacia stairs all the way along like so. And then against the bottom half of our sea lanterns, we'll do acacia trapdoors, and you can go ahead and flick all of those up. And once you've built all of those, we're going to do the same thing. So what I built on this side, copy to every other side. So on top of all of our upside down stairs, just go ahead and place a dirt block. And then starting from the corner, we're going to connect all of our dirt blocks with stripped pale oak logs. So run them all the way along. Then in front of our dirt blocks, we're going to place acacia planks. And then in front of the pale oak, against the top half of those, we're going to place dark oak slabs. And once that's done, starting next to this fence gate, we're going to do acacia shelves. So just run them all the way along the side here and finish when you reach the other fence gate. And once all of that's done, I want you to come to the inside of the building, and we're going to put a ceiling on this room right here. So you can see the dark oak logs there. Just against the top half of those, we're going to place pale oak slabs. And we're just going to do these in a rectangle all the way around the room like that. Now look toward the front of the building where our door is. And on top of these 5 slabs, we're going to place 5 stone bricks. And then coming from our stone bricks, we're going to do stripped pale oak logs. And we're just going to stop once we've covered up the ceiling like that. So coming from every single one of these, just run your logs down until we've made a nice ceiling for our room. Okay, now we're going to build an automatic crafter to turn all of our bamboo into bamboo planks. So I want you to look toward the front of the building. So that's where we've just placed our stone bricks. And on the right-hand side, just here, I want you to place a crafter facing straight up. So it's just behind that dot of redstone. And then looking in the same direction, we'll place an automatic crafter on top, just facing out this way. And into the side of that crafter, we're going to place a hopper. So that's the input. So as the bamboo comes into there, it's going to be picked up by this comparator, and we'll just fill up that hole with a bit of dirt. That'll lead into a stone brick with some redstone dust on top. And then just above our comparator, look at the stone dust. Oops, that was a terrible placement. Look at the dust and place an observer like that. So the face is on that side. So that's all we need for our crafting system. We just need to link it up to our fuel source. So just here, we're going to break that white concrete and that quartz slab, and that's our fuel chest. So put a hopper facing straight down into that with a barrel on top, another hopper, then we're going to do a hopper leading into the side of that one, and on top we'll do a barrel. So that top crafter will just shoot them straight into the barrel. Okay, grab a composter and we're going to place it on top of the hopper that is next to the barrel. But on top of the hopper that is next to the crafter, we're just going to place a barrel. And then looking in this direction, so I'm standing at the front of the building, looking toward the back, we'll place a hopper leading into the side of that barrel. And on this side, we're going to place 2 more hoppers like that, just leading into that one. On the other side, we're going to place 10 hoppers. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And then on the end, we're going to place 2 dirt blocks. Now, starting from this dirt block, we're just going to place our stone bricks all the way along, except for the very final block, we're going to place a dirt block in there. So then we can come back to our automatic crafter. Starting just next to the observer, we're going to run stone bricks again all the way along, except for the very last one, which is a dirt block. And then we're just going to connect our 2 dirt blocks with dirt all the way along. So you should be looking something like that. So now come along to the end of our stripped pale oak logs, and we're going to place redstone blocks against the ends. And then just keep that going. When you reach our stone bricks, replace that with a redstone block. And we'll do the same here, just run that all the way along and replace that. And then we're just going to fill in the rest of this area with stone bricks. And this is how you should look when you're finished. So we're just placing the stone bricks inside of that rectangle we just made. So now come along to the back of the build, and on top of the dirt that we just placed, we're going to place a line of stone bricks all the way along like that. Then come to the front of the build, and just behind our line of hoppers, we're going to place another line of stone bricks. So 1 brick behind each hopper, and you can stop right there. Then on top of these 2 dirt, we'll do 2 bricks there. Then we'll skip a block, place 2 composters on top of our hoppers. Skip a block, do another 2, and we're just going to keep doing that all the way along. Then on top of the leftover hoppers, we're just going to place 5 powered rail like that. Then you can turn around, look at our redstone blocks, and starting from this block, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 powered rail. And then next to these, so they might connect if you place one on the end there. So what you do is start from the middle and work your way outwards. And we're going to do that all the way along until we've done it on top of each redstone block. Alrighty, now we're going to place some regular rails, and we're going to begin just over here where our observer block is. So this one is going to be dead straight. We're just connecting it like that. Then the one next to it, we're going to bring the rail down here. You'll have to hold shift to place it on the barrels. And we're just going to loop that around like so. And we're just going to repeat that over and over. So we'll do a straight one like that. And then we're going to do a looped one. So it's curving just in front of the 2 composters. So keep doing that until we run out of space. And you will finish right here with a looped one just in front of those stone bricks. So now we're going to do the other end. So come along to where our observer block is and just follow this down. And what we're going to do is we're just going to loop this one like so. Then leave that one bare, and then we're just going to do another loop. If we try and place that one, the rails will start connecting in a weird fashion. So just keep placing the loops like this, leaving a 1 block gap. Okay, so when you get to the end, that's how you should be looking. What we're going to do is place a straight line of rails here, and the very last one will be a powered rail, and then just behind that we're going to place a lever and power that rail. So just keep doing the exact same thing for each of these. And that's how your rails should look when you're finished, so just make sure you've done that correctly. So now we're going to come along to this line of bricks, and we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bricks on top. And in front of the 8th brick, we're going to place a note block just above our rails, and then we'll keep going with our bricks all the way to the end. Then on top of that, we're just going to do another line of bricks. Now you can stand up on top of your bricks, look down, hold shift and place an observer block straight down onto that note block, and then come to this side of the wall, and right where that observer is, we're going to come here, look up and place another observer. So they should look just like that. Now below this observer we just placed, we're going to do a brick with a piece of dust on top. Then you can stand up on your wall again, look at the observer toward the back of the building, and on its face we're going to place a repeater facing in that direction and put it on a 4-tick delay. Then you can go back to your bricks. We're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then just leave a gap there for the moment. Then we're going to do an obsidian, 4 glazed terracotta, and then 2 more bricks, and then come to the back of the build, and on top of that brick where we left the gap, look in this direction and place another observer block. So that's how you should look when you're finished. Okay, we're going to come over to where our composters are and come to these 2 stone bricks on the end. Starting here, we're going to place stone bricks all the way across the top of our composters, and we're going to finish above that final powered rail. And then on top of these, we're just going to run a second line of stone bricks. These walls are just to stop bamboo from flying off in all kinds of crazy directions. So now come over to where our crafter is, and we want to get down here where these repeaters are. So just come all the way down, and we're looking for this bit of dust that has an observer block sort of powering the block that it's on. So we're just going to look at the side of that dust and place an observer block right there. Then just behind the observer, we're going to do a brick. And then we want to do 4 more bricks coming up, staircasing on the diagonal toward the front of the build where our composters are. So we'll do 1, then we'll go a 2nd, a 3rd, and a 4th. And then we're going to place 1 just in line with that so it connects to that wall that we just built. Then grab powered rails. Starting on the brick here, we'll place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alrighty, so you can climb up on top of this wall and look at our powered rails. And we're going to place an observer block like that with a brick behind it, and then a note block. Then look at your note block, place another observer block, and then we're going to do a note block, and then another observer block like that. So the signal's just going to travel through here without any bamboo being able to get past. Now behind that observer, we're going to do an obsidian, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 glazed terracotta, so the slime blocks aren't going to stick to that, and then we'll do 2 stone bricks. Okay, now we're going to build our flying machine, and just make sure you place the blocks in the order that I do so we don't accidentally trigger it. So looking at the obsidian, we're just going to place a sticky piston right there so it's above all of our rails, and we'll place a slime block on the end. Now stand on top of this glazed terracotta and look next to the slime block and place a sticky piston facing in this direction with another slime block in front. Then we're going to come along to our glazed terracotta and place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more slime blocks with some lime stained glass on the end. Now on top of that first piston we placed, we're going to do 2 temporary blocks. Then above the slime blocks we'll do a stripped acacia log lying on its side. Then you can break those, then look up at your stripped acacia log and place an observer block. Now make sure you don't break that or you will trigger the flying machine. So now coming from the other slime block, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4 slime blocks with a lime stained glass on the end. Then grab a dirt block, place it on top of that piston, and then just above this slime block we're going to look up and just place your observer block like that. So don't place anything in front of it. Then you can break your temporary block. And that's the flying machine all done. And it's probably a good idea just to test it now to make sure everything works. So maybe just pick up that rail and it should fly, and put your rail back as well. It should fly all the way over, and if you built this correctly, it should return. Okay, we're going to look at our flying machine from this direction, and then against the third powered rail from the top, we're going to place an observer block right there. Then stand on your observer, we'll place 1, 2, 3 stone bricks. We'll do a repeater there on a 4 tick delay, then 2 redstone dust and a torch on the side of the block. Then look in this direction, place a comparator on the sea lantern, and in front of that comparator we're going to place 2 hoppers that are leading straight into one another. So you can see the arrows there, they're just facing one another. Then grab your stone bricks again, we'll place 1 next to the comparator. You can place a dirt block next to that with another brick on top. Then we'll do 2 redstone dust on those bricks with a redstone torch on the side of the block. Then inside of this hopper, we're just going to place a single dirt block for the moment, but we will come back to that. Then you can place 2 composters on top of our hoppers. Okay, grab an observer block and look at the side of this redstone torch and just place it right there. Then look in the other direction, place a redstone repeater and put it on a 4 tick delay. In front of that, we'll do a stone brick, then a redstone dust next to that brick. And then we're just going to place dust on every single brick all the way to the end. Now grab your hopper mine carts and we're going to place 5 of them just on top of the powered rail in those little holes right there. And now we're ready to test if all of this is going to work. So just next to this bit of rail, probably right here, we'll place a button and just power it. And we want to see that our mine carts do a complete lap and go all the way back to where they started. Okay, everything worked perfectly there, so we're going to come back to our hoppers, take out that single bit of dirt and replace it with 2 stacks of dirt. So now what's going to happen is the mine carts will do a lap, pick up a bunch of bamboo and they'll start unloading, and then after a delay of a few minutes, they will do another lap and just collect any leftovers. Okay, we're going to put in our grass floor for planting all the bamboo. So come along to the back wall, and what we're going to do is leave a 2 block gap, but then on top of that rail, the third rail, we're going to place a sea lantern, and we're just going to run these all the way along until we reach the end, but we're also going to leave a 2 block gap here. So there's 2 rails, and then above the third one we have our sea lantern. We need lots and lots of light for the bamboo to grow. So now come along to the center here where we have our note block. Leave 2 rails, but on the third one, place your sea lantern. And we're just going to run these along and finish in the exact same spot. Then come to the very end here. On the third rail, place your sea lantern. And we're going to run these along. Whoops, I went too far. So now grab your grass blocks and we're just going to connect the sea lanterns on the end there. And we will do the same there. We can connect these ones. You can use dirt if you want to. I think grass looks a little bit nicer. So that's our platform. Just go ahead and fill in all of this with grass. Okay, we're not going to plant our bamboo just yet because it's going to grow and get in our way as we're trying to build. So let's go back to our building. So come along to the corner right here. And what I built here, copy to every single corner. So on top of that dirt block that's sticking up, place a deep slate brick slab, then grab deep slate bricks, place 2 right there. And then on the diagonal, we're going to place another slab just sticking out like that. Now come along to this slab here. On the diagonal from that slab, we're going to do a deep slate brick. On the diagonal from that, we will do a dirt block with a brick slab on top. Then on the diagonal, we are going to do another deep slate brick. So we place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in total. So go ahead and build that in every single corner. And once you've done that, come along to any side of the build, and what I built here, copy to all sides. So on top of the dirt blocks in between our pale oak, we're just going to place more dirt blocks on top. Then in between the dirt, we're going to place polished blackstone bricks, so just put them all the way along. Now in front of every dirt block, so starting here in the corner, we're going to place deep slate tile blocks all the way along. Whoops, I missed one. Then on top of all of the dirt blocks, we're going to place deep slate tile slabs. And then you can come along to the corner and just diagonally down from this slab, we're going to place another deep slate brick slab just like that with 2 more beside it. So we've got 3 in total. Then hold shift and against the top of that shelf, place another one. So it's just down on the angle again. And we can come to the other side, do the same thing. So 1, 2, 3 slabs, then hold shift, place one down like that. And then we're just going to run these all the way along until they connect. So go ahead and do that on all sides. Okay, now we're going to look at our deep slate tile blocks. So starting right in the corner against the bottom half of that block, we're going to place a deep slate tile slab. And we're just going to run these all the way along until we reach the final deep slate tile. Then starting in this gap in the corner, we'll place a polished blackstone brick slab. And then we're going to fill up all of these gaps with the same slab. So we'll have to place 2 there and another 2. So just keep placing 2 of them at the same height all the way along. And then when we get to the very end, we're just going to place a single one in that gap. So go ahead and build that on every side. And staying on our side walls, I want you to look up at that dirt block right there. We're going to look at it from the side and place a polished blackstone brick against it, then a dirt block, then a brick, then a dirt block, and just run these all the way along, just alternating back and forth. And when you're doing this on the back wall of the building, you're going to reach the repeater right there and not be able to place your dirt block. That's fine, just skip the dirt block and keep going just like this. And once that's done, in front of every single dirt block, we're going to place a deep slate tile block. So if you're on the repeater side there, just place it in front of the repeater and just keep going all the way along. Then in front of our blackstone, we're going to place polished blackstone brick slabs just against the bottom half of those blocks. And then on top of all of our dirt blocks, and on top of our repeater as well, we're going to place deep slate tile slabs. And now we're going to place deep slate tiles against the backs of all these slabs that are sticking up. So looking from this direction, just against the back of those slabs, place your deep slate tile blocks. Then you can look in this direction again, grab blackstone stairs, and we're just going to place them in all of the gaps, just like that. Alrighty, once that's done on every side, I want you to come to the corner and place a dirt block right there, so we can put a stripped acacia log facing straight up. Then we're going to run them on their side. When we get to the corner, place another dirt block so we can do our log facing straight up. And then we're just going to continue doing this all the way around. Okay, now I want you to come along to any corner, and what I build in this corner, copy to the other 3 corners. So we're going to place a dirt block on top of that log in the corner, and we're going to surround that with acacia shelves. Now on the inside of the building, hold shift and in between our shelves, place a white concrete. That will have a dirt block on top and then a dirt block on top of that dirt block. Now come to the outside of the building and we're going to place 2 stripped acacia logs right there. They will have blackstone buttons on the end. Then in the middle, we're going to place an acacia slab. And then you can come along to a side wall, and what I built here, copy to all 4 sides. So starting next to the white concrete, we're just going to place more white concrete all the way along like so. Now stand on top of our acacia log. And we're going to count 3 logs. So 1, 2, 3. On the third one, we'll place an acacia shelf, and then we'll do that again. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to look in the other direction and just place 4 more shelves just back to back with the ones we placed, and just double check that they are all evenly spaced. Now grab stripped acacia logs starting against this dirt block. We're going to run them over the top of the shelves that we just placed. Then grab acacia slabs starting next to the log with the button on it, place a slab, and we're just going to place them every second block. And then in between those, we're going to place upside down acacia stairs. Okay, come along to the front of the building. So there's our front entrance. And just on top of the white concrete at the front, we're going to run a line of stone bricks all the way along like so. And then at the back of the building, we're going to do the same thing. Then on top of the concrete on the two sides, this time we're going to place sea lanterns. We just need all of this light so that our bamboo will grow properly. So just run those all the way along. Now on top of every sea lantern that we just placed, we're going to place 3 stone bricks. And on top of every stone brick that we just placed, we're going to place 3 stone bricks. Okay, once that's done, we're going to come along to the side walls. So that's where our lines of sea lanterns are. And on top of the final brick, we'll do a dirt block. Then we're going to run sea lanterns along with a dirt block just on top of the final brick. Then you can come to the other side wall and do the exact same thing. So a dirt block on the last brick. Then grab stone bricks, and we're just going to connect our dirt blocks like that. And then on top of these bricks just behind, we're going to place a line of dirt blocks just to fill in that gap. So you can come to the front and do the same thing. So connect the dirt with a line of bricks. And then on top of these bricks at the back here, just run a line of dirt. Okay, now I want you to come along to the corner acacia slab. And what I build in this corner, copy to every other corner. So we're going to place a sea lantern on top of that slab with 2 acacia trapdoors against the bottom of that, and you can flick them up. Then hold shift, and in between those, we're going to place an acacia slab right there. On top of that, we'll do a dirt block with 2 acacia planks, then an acacia slab just in between them, and then another slab just out on the diagonal. Then grab acacia fence gates, we'll place 1 there and open it up. And on this side, we will do the same thing. Then grab another dirt block and place it on top of that dirt. So that's what we're building. Go ahead and do that in each corner. Then come along to the side walls and build this on every single side. So starting next to the sea lantern, we'll do a dirt block. And then we're just going to place them every second block. And those dirt blocks will have sea lanterns in between. Then against the dirt blocks, place upside down acacia stairs. And against the sea lanterns, place acacia trapdoors just against the bottom of those. And you can go ahead and flick those up. And then on top of our upside down stairs, we're going to do dirt blocks. Then in between all of our dirt blocks, we're going to place stripped pale oak logs. This is what we did below, so you've done this before. It should be pretty easy. Then in front of the dirt, we're going to place acacia planks. And then in between our acacia planks, we're going to place dark oak slabs. Then starting against that plank, we're just going to place our acacia shelves all the way along until we reach the other fence gate. And what I build in this corner, I want you to copy to every corner. So on top of that dirt block sticking up, we'll do a deep slate brick slab. But then we're going to look at it from this direction and diagonally back from that slab, we're going to do a deep slate brick. Now grab deep slate tiles. We'll place 2 like that with a dirt block in between and a deep slate brick slab on top. Now you can come back and look from this direction. On top of these 2 slabs, we'll do deep slate bricks. Now grab polished black stone brick slabs. Place 1 on that side and 1 on that side. Now grab deep slate brick slabs again. We're going to place 1 out on the diagonal just like that with 2 right there and 2 right there. So that's how your corner should look. Go ahead and build that in each corner. And now we're going to build on the side walls again. So come along to the final acacia shelf. Hold shift, and against the top half of that, place a deep slate brick slab. And we're just going to run these all the way along and finish just in front of that other final acacia shelf. Now grab polished blackstone bricks, and we're going to place 1 on top of all of our stripped pale oak. And once you've done that, in between those, we're just going to place dirt blocks all the way along. Now, in front of every dirt block, so starting here in the corner, we're going to place deep slate tile blocks all the way along, and those tile blocks will have tile slabs in front. And staying with your tile slabs, on top of every dirt block up the top, we're just going to place more slabs. Now grab polished blackstone brick slabs, and starting on top of the dark oak, we're just going to place 2 like that, and place these all the way along until we've plugged up every single gap. Okay, come along to the side of the building where we have this long line of dirt. So this is the front. What I built here, I also want you to build at the back of the building, so not the 2 side walls. So on top of the final dirt block here, we'll do another dirt and another dirt just beside it. Then look at it from the side, we'll do a deep slate brick against that, then a deep slate brick slab against the bottom half of that. Then on top of that blackstone, another deep slate brick, and then another brick slab. So we're just coming up on the diagonal. So then come to the other end of the dirt, and we'll do the same thing on the final dirt. Do a dirt block with an extra one, then a brick, slab, brick, and slab. Now grab acacia planks next to that dirt, place a plank there, then we'll do acacia slabs all the way along, and finish with another plank. So build that on the back wall as well. And once again, we're only building at the front of the build and the back. So look at this line of dirt. Against the final dirt there, we're going to place a dirt block, and we're just going to place them every second block all the way along. Each of those dirt blocks will have a deep slate tile in front. Then on top of the dirt blocks, we're going to start with a deep slate tile stair, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tile slabs, and then another tile stair. Now we're going to connect all of those dirt blocks we placed with blackstone brick blocks, and then each of those blocks will have a blackstone brick slab in front, just like that. And once again, we're just building at the front and the back. So just behind our acacia plank, we're going to do a dirt block, then 2 white concrete, and 1, 2, 3 stripped acacia logs. And we'll do the same here behind the plank, a dirt block, 2 concrete, and 3 stripped acacia. Then we'll do 2 white concrete with 1, 2, 3, 4 stripped acacia in the middle. Then we're going to do 2 acacia on their sides and another 2 right there. Then grab your concrete again and place 4 in the middle like that. Now grab dirt blocks. Starting on the concrete here, we'll go 1, 2, 3. And the same here, 1, 2, 3. Then on top, we'll place 3 in the middle with an extra one right there. And now we're going to look over at our acacia plank. Just diagonally up from that, do another acacia plank with an acacia slab beside it. Then look from the side, and we're going to place 2 acacia stairs like that. So they're sort of coming up on the diagonal. So we'll do the same over here. Up from the plank, we'll do another plank with an acacia slab. And then next to that, we'll do 1, 2 acacia stairs. Then against the dirt block, we'll do a sea lantern. Against the bottom half of that, do a trapdoor. You can flick it up, then put your back to the wall, look up, and place another acacia trapdoor. Now grab some dirt blocks, and starting on top of that slab, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And on top of that slab, we'll do 1, 2, 3 with 1 on the sea lantern. And each of those dirt blocks is going to have an acacia shelf just in front of it. Then back to your dirt blocks, starting on top of the acacia plank there. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And starting here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with an extra one just on top. And of course, remember to keep building this at the back of the building as well. So now come along to this dirt block right on the end here. And on top of that, we're going to place a deep slate brick slab. On the dirt block next to it, we'll do a deep slate brick. And now we're going to look in this direction and place 1, 2, 3, 4 deep slate brick stairs. So we'll do the same on this side. So we'll do a slab, then a brick, then 1, 2, 3, 4 stairs. And we'll finish with 1, 2, 3 bricks right up the top. And then we're going to look over at the final dirt block right here. Just against the side of that, place a deep slate tile block. Then on top of that stair, we're going to place a deep slate tile slab. Now back to your tile blocks, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 just against those dirt blocks. And we'll do the same on this side. So against this dirt block, we'll do a tile block. On top of the stair, a tile slab. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tile blocks. Now grab a polished basalt, place it against that dirt. Each side of that we'll place a polished deep slate wall. Then grab a deep slate brick stair and just against this block place the stair upside down. Then look in the other direction and place another deep slate brick stair just on top of the other stair. Okay, now you can swing around to the side wall and what I built on this side, copy to the other side. So at the end of our sea lanterns, there's a dirt block. Just place another dirt against that and place them every second block all the way along. In between those, we're going to place blackstone bricks, and each of those bricks will have a blackstone button on top. That's just a bit of spawn proofing. Then in front of the brick, we're going to place blackstone brick slabs just against the bottom half. And then behind our buttons, we're going to continue with our blackstone slabs. Now switch to deep slate tile blocks in front of the dirt. We're going to place a tile block all the way along. And then on top of the dirt, we're going to place deep slate tile slabs. And then behind each of those slabs, we're going to place a deep slate tile block. Okay, grab some grey carpet and we're going to do a bit more spawn proofing. So just diagonally in front of each of our blackstone buttons, we're going to place some carpet. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When you get to the end here, just skip past that slab, place another carpet there, and then another one up there. So come to the other side, so right to the end of our carpet, we'll place an extra one there, and one just up there. Now behind all of our deep slate tile blocks up there, we need to place a dirt block. So looking from this side, just place dirt blocks all the way along like that. Now in between all of those dirt blocks, we're going to place blackstone bricks. And then on top of all of those dirt blocks, we're going to place deep slate tile slabs. Okay, grab some waxed copper bulbs and we're going to come right up the top here. And starting against that top dirt, we're just going to place a line of our waxed bulbs all the way along like so. Then grab your spruce button, which we took off the front door ages ago, and just use it to power every single one of our bulbs. And the light from these bulbs will spawn proof the rest of the roof for us. So now grab dark oak shelves, and we're just going to place them all the way along the sides of those bulbs. Then come to the other side and do the exact same thing. Now grab anvils and we're going to place one on top of every single bulb and just make sure you're doing this looking from the side so all of our anvils connect. Now to fill in the rest of the roof, this is really simple. Grab deep slate tile blocks and against each of these dirt blocks place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles. Next to those tiles, we're going to place 5 blackstone brick stairs like that. And then we're just going to repeat that over and over. So 5 tiles, then 5 blackstone brick stairs, and just keep going until you've filled in the entire roof. Alrighty, once that's done, I want you to come to the front of the building. And on the lower roof, we're looking at that deep slate tile slab right there. So just behind that, I want you to break that block and the slab and you can pick up those 2 dirt. And now we have an easy entrance to the inside. So I want you to look toward the back wall and directly under this middle acacia, we're going to skip that block and skip that block. But starting here, we're just going to do a line of dirt to the other side. And now what I want you to do is leave the dirt on the wall, but then go ahead and break every second block like that. And in there, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 iron bars. And you can go ahead and place torches on top of these bars and then break all your temporary blocks. And this is so the bamboo has enough light to grow all the way to the top. And the torches are so skinny that not many items are going to get stuck on top. And while we're here, I actually need to fix a mistake that I made with the redstone over here. So come along to where we have the powered rail on the diagonal, and you can pick up that observer and just move it down one block so it's still facing in the same direction. But then we're going to pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 powered rail. You can leave the last one where it is. Then come down here and look at those blocks from this side. And starting down the bottom, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks against those ones. And then we're going to pick up these ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we've got a new line of blocks right there. Now we're going to change where we're taking the signal from. So drop down here, pick up that observer, and then just behind the observer there, I want you to pick up that stripped dark oak. And we're going to put a redstone lamp right there with an observer against that. Then looking from this direction, another observer. Then look this way and place 1 and 2. So now the signal just skips past that bit of redstone. And then back to your powered rail, we're going to replace them on these bricks. So we'll place 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we will move the redstone over here. So that repeater, we're going to move it down one block. So just put down another stone brick and put the repeater on a 4 tick delay. Then you can break that dust and that block and place the dust right there. And that's it. That's all fixed up now. And the last thing to do while we're in here is to plant the bamboo. So go ahead and plant a bamboo on top of every single block of grass. And once that's all planted, you can come back out of our little hole and just on top of that acacia, put a dirt block with another one on top with a deep slate tile in front of that and a deep slate tile slab on top. And that is it. That is your build 100% complete. Unless, of course, you would like to make your build just a little bit prettier with all of this decoration. So we've got some pretty cool samurai statues. I think they look really awesome. And a pond with a bridge. I haven't put anything in the pond, but you could fill it with fish and maybe some drip leaves and lily pads. I'm not going to include this in the tutorial because the tutorial is long enough already. But if you go down to the video description, you will find a world download that will include what you can see right here. So you can go ahead and copy that in. There's only going to be a Java edition world download because I'm not sure that any of that will work on Bedrock edition anyway. So that's it from me. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you next time.